Good morning. Timing is everything with photography at times. There should be a train crossing that viaduct right at this minute. Where is it? Well, that's an awkward start. But this video is all about timing. It involves poppies. Lovely day to be outside, but timing, a bit of an obvious one, isn't it? Thinking, well, duh, of course timing is the ideal factor behind photography. You don't want to go out knowing it's sunrise at 5 o'clock in the morning, get to location at 4:45 in the morning, because then you're rushing around. You don't get to take your time, find the right shots, the right spots. Same with sports photography. I can imagine myself being one of these people, especially even, and I know I've done this with wildlife photography, but I can imagine I'd be one of those people, I'd be too busy messing around with my settings, looking at the back of my camera going, oh, what shutter speed do I need to use? What's going to be the right one? Oh, never mind, missed the moment. That would be me if ever I tried that type of photography. That's what I love about landscape photography. It is so easy, it's so laid back in that sense. You can take your time, provided you give yourself enough time. Another example where timing is oh so important as a photographer is the times of the year where you get beautiful flora coming out to bloom. Bluebells, for example. You don't want to go out too early before they've really bloomed. You don't get that beautiful blue carpet, do you, in the woodland? Same with wild garlic. Big trouble, or big issue I had with wild garlic this year was I wanted to go out, see if I could find it. I ended up going down to Sussex. Wasn't sure if I went down maybe a bit too late than what was necessary. Might have found that the wild garlic had already been in bloom, it had already disappeared. Thankfully, on that occasion, it worked out right. But again, third example with flora, wild heather. One of the big reasons why I want to go up to the Peak District later on in September. I've got dates in my head as to when I want to go. If the weather's not perfect, I might have to delay, meaning it might have a knock-on effect that when I do get up there, the wild heather might have died out. It's all about timing it just right. Today I've come out and you can see, go through the fields and the wheat is slowly getting ready for harvest. Give it a couple of weeks, maybe a month. Again, I'm not a farmer, so I don't actually know. But give it a little bit longer and you'll come out and the countryside around here will be loads of hay bales. Just about timing that right moment and getting out maximum opportunity to really take advantage of those type of shots, really. Any minute now, there is going to be a train crossing that viaduct. Just like I said at the start of the video, and Soslow says I've got no camera in my hands, so I'm going to miss the shot that I'm after. However, I could do with sitting in the shade for 5 minutes and this looks a lovely spot to sit down and have a rest. You see at the start of the video I also mentioned poppies, and it's another form of flora that blooms for a limited amount of time. You've got to get out to the right spots, you've got to know where to go to be able to capture it. A couple of years ago I went out local farmland not far from home. It's beautiful because you can almost look down from high on above it. Enjoy the blood red fields. Last couple of years though, it's not grown, so I've not been able to rely on it. It's only the other day I thought to myself, I jumped on social media, I thought I'll have a search, just see if there's any poppies growing around my local area. And there's one spot not far from here where it showed, oh, it's been really popular this year, really popular place to come. I thought to myself, no, I've maybe left it a bit too late. Have I not realised that poppies are already in bloom? I'd have thought they'd come out early June rather than late June, like what it is now. But I looked on, I saw some of the dates when the images are posted. I thought, take the risk, come out, go along there. You can see if the poppies are still there and see if you can get maybe not some different shots, because it looks a very limited bit of countryside. You can at least get your own stamp on the images, to say the least. So let's walk along right now and see if we're going to be lucky today. Oh, I've just had a little bit of a wobble, just had a little bit of self-doubt. I was walking along the main road just a second ago, looked over to my right and I thought, hang on, this doesn't look right. Because you see, when I thought about coming to this spot this morning, I thought, I know where those poppies are, I know where that field is, I know where those compositions are. It's going to be easy for me to find what it is that I'm looking for. Unfortunately, I walked along the road and I thought, hang on, this doesn't look familiar. This doesn't look what I was expecting. It's been a while since I've been out here, I must admit. But I've just walked around the corner and thankfully we've got some poppies just being lit up by the sun. Perfect, lovely and quiet out here this morning. I saw one comment on social media. I saw one person post on social media that they came out here. It was one of those days, loads of fellow Instagrammers. Difficult to get a shot with loads of people around. Well, another bit of a tip, time it right, come out when there's absolutely no one else around. I've got this location all to myself. So now it's about getting some shots, which I'll share up on screen, and then I'll find one final composition and we'll walk through it together. Is this scene right here that I wanted to come out, capture, and really put emphasis on to finish this video. It's a beautiful scene that we've got in front of us. The poppies disappearing off into the distant field with the castle as the backdrop. Really is stunning, really is beautiful and quiet out here this morning. I'm not going to lie, this scene here in front of us, this is the classic shot that I've seen from this field on social media these last couple of days. Sometimes it's good to be a little bit different. Sometimes you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just come out and kind of get the same attempt as the last person. Of course, it's going to be a different shot, different day, different conditions. You're never going to be able to get the exact same image as what someone has previously, like I always try and say. But it really does put emphasis on timing, which has been the feature of this video. If I came out here too early, the poppies might never have been here, and I might have disregarded it. I might have thought this isn't a place worth coming to try and find poppies, and I wouldn't bother coming back here again. came out here a little bit too late and I'd miss out and I'd have to wait another year. As I found with the farmland not too far from my home, of course, some places you can go to and you can go and find poppies there, go back another year and they're not there at all. So it could be the exact same scenario with this location today. It's all about timing, it's all about a little bit of luck as well. But I've got the tripod nice and low, just like I would do if I was shooting bluebells. The focus, the subject isn't on the poppies themselves. The focus is on the castle, kind of the turrets in the background with the rest of the buildings. The foreground, the poppies, the red, the blood red in the fields, dotted amongst the green. It's just a nice amount of colour, lovely amount of contrast between foreground and background. One example that I really did love when I was reviewing some past images on social media was the fact that one photographer, I think he had a 50mm on, so he shot a nice wide aperture, got the poppies in the foreground out of focus and focused on the buildings in the background. I thought, why not do something very similar? So with the focal length I'm at, I'm just beyond 24mm. There's what feels like a gazebo over on the left. I want to make sure I get that out of shot. So I'm just slightly zoomed in past 24mm. Means I can't shoot at f4. So instead I'm shooting at f4.5, ISO 100, about 1/25th of a second. That focus box dead on the castle in the background. Just nice and perfect. It's now just feels like it's a case of waiting for the right moment, the right timing. We've also got these tractor lines. One thing I haven't seen in too many shots yet. I wonder why, because I love the use of these tractor lines as a bit of a leading line into the shot, into the scene. Lovely morning to come out here, it really is. And on that note, what a morning it has been out here. I've absolutely had such fun with this photo shoot. It's exceeded my expectations out here. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have done, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought of the images, of the content down in the comments below. As you know, I'll make sure I reply to each and every comment as and when I can. Of course, if you've enjoyed the video, don't forget, give that subscribe button a click if you've not already done so. It really does help me out with the YouTube algorithm. Absolutely fine though, if you'd rather not. But on that note, I think I'm going to head home, get myself some rest. So I'll see you on the next one. It's goodbye from me.